listening to KTX Life, a podcast about health, wellness, and mindset, hosted by Nate Fancher and Kyle Flowers. This is episode 4.
Hey guys, I'm Nate Fancher, your co-host here with Kyle Flowers, and this is KTX Life. Hope you're enjoying these episodes. So this is mainly a conversation about health, wellness in this first season, which we don't have a name for yet. We're going to get a good name for this season. Mm-hmm. We were trying to work that out, but we didn't really come up with anything yet.
No. Should cast a worldwide vote.
Cast a worldwide vote, yes. Everything sound okay? We're good? All right, so in this episode, we're going to kind of focus in on supplements, and we're going to call this the science of supplements. That's a loud truck. We good? Okay. We're sitting here in the gym with the 2 bay doors open. We should get a few shots of this, and I don't know if we can. Can you get some video of it? And maybe we can edit this in as some B-roll. I don't know. You're busy. Taylor Huffman back there, our producer, is he's working hard on all this, making sure it's the first time we tried this. It was just the 2 of us, and it was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was 8 p.m.
Yeah,
the camera died.
You were just you're coming off of a 20-day fast or something crazy.
20-day?
I don't know.
20 hours?
You were so spacey, bro.
But yeah, I was out of it.
But yet you were you kept. Yeah, it was entertaining for me, but also my battery died. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we're gonna dive into supplements, and supplements are weird, right?
Yeah.
Muscle milk. That's a supplement.
That was my first.
I remember taking muscle milk when I. Yeah.
Did I tell you that? Is that why you said that?
No.
Oh, that was the first protein I ever took.
It was. I understand because it's so heavily marketed.
And it tastes so good.
Muscle milk is an amazing marketing name. Mm-hmm. That's just smart, and it does taste like ice cream.
Yeah, the vanilla, and I would mix it in with 2 or 3 cups of whole milk.
Dude, I would put half and half up in that stuff.
Get jacked.
I did. I got jacked, man. I was a whole 155 pounds as a skinny guy. Mm-hmm. Skinny muscle. Anyway, so that's a supplement. And
muscle milk,
yeah. And then there's there's all kinds of supplements out there. Then you've got the super sort of granola tree hugging supplements out there that are more about vitamins, collagen pills, for example.
Like Flintstones.
Yeah.
Collagen, yeah.
Collagen pills, vitamins, and supplements. Vitamins are obviously a massive industry. Let's talk about what you need to have. Why did you make these 4 supplements here? TRD, aminos, creative, what does that say? Monohydrate, yep.
Well, those are all selfish.
Those are all selfish?
Yeah, because it's all stuff that I wanted to take.
Okay, so there was no strategy here for these are the kind of pillars of human health. To fill in the cracks, right? Supplements fill in the cracks of your human shortcomings in your diet. Our food is terrible. It doesn't grow from good ground anymore, even the organic food. There's a whole thing there we could talk about. Organic food in the market, they're putting organic as a label on labels now if there's just one part of the process that may have come from something that was quote-unquote organic, and they're calling it organic. Isn't that true? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
You can Google the regulations for organic labeling.
I want to see.
You might not be able to pull it up instantly, but they have lists on what qualifies. Same thing with grass-fed, and that's why they added now 100% grass-fed and finished. So that way if it was grass-fed the entire life or not just
This says must contain at least 95% organically produced ingredients, excluding water and salt.
Yeah, and so that's to have that NSF label.
Yeah.
Yeah, so each one's different. So you have to look at which group labeled it organic or certified it organic, because each one of them has different standards. And so
right.
There should only be one standard, but there's different standards. And the wine one is really funny because it's
wine?
Because it could be an organic wine, and that just means that the grapes were organic. Yeah. And I don't even think 100% of the grapes need it. It's however much percent of the grapes needs to be organic, but then they can still add sulfites and they can add like synthetic yeast or commercially grown yeast, and not wild harvested, and it could be just crap wine, but it could say organic on it. So that I've always found that
Organic
funny.
wine is a wine made from grapes that have been grown without the use of artificial or synthetic chemicals.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
that's
mean
just
much.
the grapes.
Just the grapes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can still add a whole list of chemicals to it,
Right.
and it, as long as it's a certain percentage organic, it's good.
But that's not the same percent. As long as it's 95%, that's different. You're
I
saying?
think that it is 95%, if I remember correctly. And they can say,
Interesting.
so they can add in sulfites, they can add in chemical flavor enhancing substitutes if they want. They could add in, but that's we're talking about supplements, right?
Yeah, we are. Okay, so supplements, but the idea that supplements fill in the gaps that we all have, because the reality is there's no such thing anymore as like you can just eat great food and drink great water and have everything you need.
Yeah,
right.
So that's my belief.
Yeah.
Obviously, that could be a long debate, and you can read and go listen to people's debates on that. And in a perfect world, I would get all my food and nutrients from just food, but it's not perfect. Well, it is perfect, designed by God, but it's not. Our food chain is not perfect, and we now know with modern science, we have a greater understanding each day of what we can add in through supplemental form. And I'm not a huge fan of synthetic vitamins at all. And so I think I like to separate, the word supplement has a bad name, but a lot of supplements have real foods in them, or food-based vitamins and nutrition. So I think that's important as well. So just because something is a supplement doesn't mean it doesn't have nutrients and food in there that's beneficial to the body.
Yeah. Right. And I think, there are so many kinds of supplements now. And so going back to kind of the question before, so there wasn't really any rhyme or reason to these particular supplements that you started.
Well,
other than you really want them and like them.
Yeah. So creatine, you could go to examine.com. It's one of the most reputable websites they source clinical studies. They give a rating to each type of product and how much science is back behind each one, and there's no bias. They don't sell products. They don't endorse any products. So I really like that site. But creatine's been around forever. There's been rumors about it, especially in the late 90s, early 2000s, creatine causes rage, or creatine causes bloat, and all this.
Creatine causes rage?
Kidney stones,
kidney stones. I have heard that.
I've heard all those different things about it.
I haven't heard the rage thing.
Creatine monohydrate is very safe, very proven for what we do, and for athletes. It's almost like a must, in my opinion. If you're serious about your training, I see almost no reason why you wouldn't take creatine.
So this creatine monohydrate,
that's the standard.
That's all it is?
Creatine, the one that's been studied the most, the monohydrate. Most of the other forms that come out are heavily marketed as better, this, that, and the other, but it's just marketing, and there's not a lot of science behind that.
So when you say creatine, is that just creatine monohydrate is a specific pure form of creatine?
Yeah, I'm referring to the monohydrate. That's why we went with that.
Okay.
And that was just to get our foot in the door and really learn the supplement industry, because it's proven, it's effective, it's not super expensive. And so I was like, I want to start with creatine because I've taken that since high school. Yeah. And I know it works. And
it's supposed to educate me again on that, because I never was really knowledgeable about creatine.
So it's fuels ATP, so your primary fuel source of in the cells of that ATP. So I don't want to bomb the scientific explanation of it, but say we're doing some heavy back squats or some sprints, and you're burning out that phosphocreatine system, and you need to replenish that ATP. The creatine's great for that, especially in the form of with D-ribose mixed with it. Adenosine triphosphate.
Okay.
ATP.
ATP.
Yeah.
Energy carrying module found in the cells of all living things. It just gives you more of it.
Yeah. And so.
Yeah. And it's naturally occurring in things like steak.
Yeah, but just not like that, right? As much as. Yeah, not nearly in the amounts that you would need to, boost your performance in the gym. Like 5 grams is the most studied dose, but like for a heavier athlete who's doing multiple workouts in a day, then I think they should take more than 5 grams. It just kind of depends. But there's actually a new study. I wish we could link to it. I might be able to find it.
Oh, I can look for it. What is it?
They're taking creatine before exhaustive sets of back squats and deadlifts, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And it was, man, I'm spacing out on it now. I read it like 2 weeks ago.
You need some Cloud9, bro.
Yeah, I know. Basically, the creatine helped, fuel the muscle. It was just another study, but it was a newer type of study, and it helps build muscle as well, which was So
it's a recovery thing as well as a performance booster.
I would say it's more performance than recovery, but having that fuel available to the muscles, so it's not relying solely on glycogen stores through the liver or stored in the muscle, and not depleting you completely. I think that in turn will help recovery long term.
Interesting. But back to the 4 you've chosen to really start with here. Yeah,
the essential aminos. So branch chain aminos are part of the essentials. That's leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Those are the branch chain that got so popular. When people say aminos, they're typically talking about the branch chain aminos, taking those. And those are only 3 of the aminos of the essentials. And so you have all your other essentials. And so people are taking 10, 15, 20 grams of BCAAs a day.
BCAAs.
Yeah, the branch chain amino acids. Yeah. Such high amounts that it's just creating an unfavorable balance of aminos. And you don't want an unfavorable balance of any. There's too much of a good thing. Yeah. So, it's like you have a ratio of omega-3, 6 to 9 fatty acids. Even if people are taking omega-3s because they think they're good for you, which they are, the healthy ones, but they're taking an abundance of them, like that's not a great. I mean, that's not great either. So you want balance.
On aminos, though, you have. This is not. If someone were to say, "Hey, I need a protein supplement," like when we say that, you think muscle milk, protein powders, things like that.
Yeah,
that's not what this is.
No, so it is protein because they're the essential aminos, but the bioavailability of them, the how effectively your body's going to utilize the aminos is almost 100%, and that's backed by science. Dr. Minkoff, he's wrote a book, In Search of the Perfect Protein.
I want to see here.
It's from Florida. Hopefully I didn't mess up his last name.
About to find out.
But he's got a product, Perfect Aminos.
Dr. David
Minkoff. Yeah. He's got great information out there, and it's, eating an egg. Pardon me. Excuse me.
No problem.
Like eating an egg white omelet or something. It's just going to have so high levels of methionine. Not a favorable balance of aminos, and because you remove the yolk, he explains the science behind it. Removing that yolk decreases how well your body utilizes the other aminos because it's lacking in the way that it was designed. And then a lot of plant proteins, our body uses those aminos probably more efficiently. However, they're lacking in the leucine, and it's debatable, plant proteins versus animal proteins and how our body uses them and what they're used for. But at the end of the day, the science is clear on the essential aminos at the right. Oh, that's a loud truck.
Yeah, it is.
At the right doses, your body utilizes them very rapidly. There's no inflammatory factor that you have to worry about through like a cheap vegan protein or a whey protein, which most people don't tolerate at all. They think they do, but just a lot of gut inflammation, and you never want that as an athlete. So
whey protein actually makes for gut inflammation? It actually will make that worse?
For most people, I mean, because it's the dairy, because most of them are so processed, and you know, if anything, if some people are using whey protein, I think it should be unfiltered from like a grass-fed, and that way your body's getting the immunoglobulins and the, you know, beneficial nutrients that are living. Not.
So let me ask you this question: I could take aminos, your supplement.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tasted it. It's good as a stack, you know, all of these together. But what if you, like, I don't know how to even taste, like taking the aminos and like mixing it up with like just a kind of a good organic protein powder? What would that taste like? I wonder what that would be like. And what would that do? Because I guess the question is there enough protein if you're wanting to build mass?
Building mass, I wouldn't focus on protein at all. I would focus on fats and carbohydrate, and then. So
that's what you just said. Again, my limited, very uneducated perspective here. What you just said is exactly the opposite of what is being said out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's definitely too much emphasis on protein. I mean, that's
per pound, a gram per pound of body weight, or something like that.
Yeah, you would definitely want that to at least maintain muscle.
Or, I'm sorry, 2 grams if you're building. Was what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
Or 1.5 grams or something like that.
See, that's where it gets. Everyone is unique, and then what sources are the protein coming from? What's the protein utilization? So some people utilize protein better than others. That's protein synthesis, and a lot of that might come down to their lifestyle factors and their age and their hormones. So hormones is going to be the key there to manipulating mass and growth. And so you're going to want to focus on, if you want to grow, if you want to shrink, keep your insulin levels down. If you want to burn body fat, make sure your insulin's low. If you want to gain size, you want to make sure your insulin levels are high. And that's not ideal for health, but if you need to put on a quick 10 or 15 pounds to perform in your sport or reach your goals, it's going to help muscle as well. But
no, you said if you want to gain 10 to 15 pounds
of mass. You said mass.
So that's anything. Right? That's mass.
If someone wants to gain 10 or 15 pounds of solid muscle, then that's not.
But see,
there's going to be some fat in there.
Right. Even what I'm saying is a completely ignorant perspective, because like people go, okay, I want to gain weight, but I want it to be muscle.
Yeah.
Muscle weighs more, right? And it makes you stronger and better looking, apparently.
Well, let's get those hormones optimized.
Okay.
Sleep.
Yep, coming up.
It's a whole different thing.
Coming up in another episode. We're gonna get dialed into some of those things with sleep and food and even water. But again, I want to just try to keep you. I'm not gonna let you escape this question.
Oh.
Why these 4? Like.
Oh, okay.
Like, why are these important?
Yeah. So that. We have the anti-inflammatory and the electrolytes. So in the gym and in Texas, and with my endurance and military background, I always was trying to find ways to stay hydrated. And, unfortunately, a lot of those years it was with Gatorade and then all that sugar and stuff. Or if you go the sugar-free, then you're going to get a bunch of artificial flavors and dyes and sweeteners. So. Electrolytes was a big one, and then anti-inflammatory components and some immune builders as well, because any athlete that goes hard in the gym, or your immune system is going to take a hit when you're training hard, so you need to keep building that. So the camu in there is potent in vitamin C, but it's not a synthetic vitamin C. You're getting your vitamin C through camu, which is a berry.
Camu.
Yeah, so the Russian weightlifters take that for anti-inflammatory benefits, but also to strengthen the immune system.
Awesome.
The quercetin is high in apples and onions, but I don't want to pound an onion before I go for a run, so.
Why not, man?
Maybe an apple.
You don't do that?
But it's good for allergies as well. But yeah, so focusing I really wanted to focus on the gut, and so we have a whole protocol and posted it free for everyone. Is a gut recharge system.
Where's that?
I could send you a link to it, but
on your website.
Well, we tried to create the product, and the product would have cost us like $50, basically $40 or $50 a unit to make, because it's got probiotics in there. It would have the collagen, the colostrum. Colostrum's super expensive. So then we just started carrying all those products in the shop, and we promoted I do it personally. We used to do it 21 days every 6 months, and now I just do it like 5 days at a time. Every time I either have a bad weekend, or if I feel something coming on, or if I just don't feel right. And now,
there you go.
Now we have the probiotic from Impact Health Labs. The scientists there in Sung, they created a awesome living probiotic. So now we got away from the shelf-bought probiotics that are sitting in a canister, and we have real living probiotic.
There's a picture there. Yep.
So yeah, we have that would be ideal. Creating that gut product is just unrealistic.
Pretty expensive.
Yeah, because everything at the right amounts, there's no way anyone could create that high quality product that in one canister, it would have to cost about $100. So someone could do it. Super risky, and I'm not at that point in my life where I can.
And there's nothing like that out there from like the Organifi people, and
they try. No, Organifi is different. You know, Organifi is great, but
what about our boy Austin guy? What's his name? Alpha Brain. On it. Yeah.
They have their gut system, and we carried that, and there's some good stuff in there, but it's still not the full gut recharge. Like if you read this protocol, no one's going to put it in a product because it would just cost too much money. Colostrum itself, for like a pound of colostrum, is like $100.
That's crazy, man.
So,
I'm sorry, what is this right here? This is, I saw that in your.
Yeah, that's the probiotic.
That's the probiotic.
Yeah,
okay.
It's phytonutrients, lactobacillus base, and it's awesome stuff, man. But, okay, so backtracking to our supplements.
Yeah, basically.
I would start with the gut, and then.
Where am I?
Then, after the gut's assimilating nutrients the way it should, then it's going to give nutrients to the brain properly for you to use. And then I have a history of just, from military and life, a lot of people have, is anxiety, depression, just compulsive behavior type stuff, ADHD, and I don't want to take Adderall or Vyvanse and any of that stuff. So I've messed around with different nootropics and did a lot of research on racetams and dopamine, serotonin upregulators. I've tried the Alpha Brain.
Alpha Brain is the on it, right?
Yeah, and I like that product. And but buying that, and I realized that to really hit my sweet spot, I would call it, is I was getting Alpha Brain, and then I was having to get magnesium threonate and get some other. I really liked one called Dopa Boost. I don't remember the doctor's name, that formula, Dopa Boost. So that one had some of the combinations of what we have in the TRD combined with what we put in the Cloud9.
Cool.
It's, and with the aminos. So it's like certain aminos mixed with.
Now there's something on the Cloud9 though. I remember you telling me once. You don't have your nutrition label on the website here.
Yeah. Rookies.
We should get. I wish I had one on me. You're basically telling me that like most nootropics, like even an Alpha Brain and some of these other ones, they only put a very small amount of a particular ingredient that you have really maxed out on this one. Yeah. So we didn't do any proprietary blends. The reason is people will put proprietary blends, and they can. So on a blend, they'll just put the ingredients that are in the product, and they have to list them from the top down of what the amounts that are in there. Right. But they don't have to tell you each amount of each specific product. So like, buy a tub of magnesium threonate. That's the only proven form of magnesium to cross the blood-brain barrier. So that's really important. A tub of that, is $30 to $50 for a month's supply. So
a lot of companies will underdose it and put it in a blend, and there might only be, 10, 20, 30 milligrams in there when you really need, at least 100 milligrams to be effective.
Sorry.
So quality products, you're going to pay a quality price.
Yep.
And I just got sick of it, so we started mixing our own.
Uh-huh.
And then we're like, let's put this in a product.
Yep. And again, we're going to be talking more about food specifically coming up, and some good episodes coming your way. And but the idea with the supplements being, there's no way you could just take these supplements and just eat garbage, and it's going to fix your problems.
Yeah, you might feel something, but
yeah,
the people that are really going to notice the effects are going to, just like any lifestyle change, once you adapt the full lifestyle, and then you're really going to notice it. And it's a supplement, so it does supplement that lifestyle.
Idea,
yeah,
supplements it. Yep.
Diet will always come first, and fixing the gut.
That's
that
right.
way you can really feel the effects of these products.
And before even we can talk about food, and just so people know, we wanted to kind of start the flow of this whole season first with inflammation, because that's kind of the problem that's out there right now. That's chronic inflammation, mainly coming from poor lifestyle choices. But and then getting into the specifics coming up now and coming up next with sleep. Starting there, and then getting into food and water specifically. But
water.
Water's gonna be fun. Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't have any water to cheer to clink you with. Clink you?
Since you brought up water, tomorrow,
all right,
we're having a demo done at our house.
Yeah.
For a full water filtration system. They're coming to our
Sweet.
parents' house so that my parents can see this system too.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
We're gonna talk about that in the water episode.
All right.
All right. I've been Nate Fancher with KTX Life, joined by. You're supposed to say your name.
Kyle.
That's what you did last time. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll catch you in the next one.